Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today's LEGO review will be again on a Son of Garmadon set. This is one of the semi-medium large sets. This is one of the bigger ones. This is Killow versus Samurai X set 70642, and it is essentially a big motorcycle versus a big mech. So without further ado, let's dive in. But before we dive into it, I need to say a disclaimer. I am making this video 2 years after this set came out, so it may not be available in stores anymore. So, if you can find it, I would not recommend you going out and trying to find this set unless, you have a lot of cash, because it's probably really expensive. But without further ado, let's get right into the set. Of course, as always, as all tradition of every single Mark 45 LEGO review, we take a look at the set box, and this one is no exception. This is a relatively big box. This has 556 pieces. So this is one heck of a box, and here's what it looks like from the back. I can barely fit this in frame, holy. But yeah, that's it for the box. Let's get on the set itself. So let's dive straight into Killow's bike. And the first thing you gotta say is, whoa, it's a really big bike. Yeah, it is really a big bike. They weren't kidding. Like, this is like an action figure size bike for those LEGO action figures to sit on for the Bionicle Hero Factory sets. Actually, wait, so take this for example. This is my half broken bike from LEGO Hero Factory Speed Demon set. He was the villain that has a nitro rocket motorcycle. So it's this one, and you can see it's kind of broken. I may have lost a few pieces, but it's still intact. But what I want to do with this is put that side to side with Killow's bike, because like I said, Killow's bike is huge, but it's still not as big as Speed Demon's. Just because, this is fit for a big figure, not a full-on action figure. But you can see it's much wider, and it can go toe-to-toe with a bike like Hero Factory's. So obviously, you can see these are some much larger wheels, really big wheels, compared to this little guy. But yeah, it's like, all in all, just want to compare, and you can, just to sum it up, big bike, almost as big as this size of a bike. Let's get that out of the way. Alright, here's the bike in design overall. I think it's pretty cool. Like what they use the windshield cleaner pieces here as the handles. That's pretty funny. And you can see the driver's spot is it's really large, even for a minifigure. So you don't even have room to fit a minifigure in here. You can literally only fit a big fig. So I guess you can't have Hulk driving this. No, I'm not gonna say it's a bad thing. But look at the front here. It's a really cool design. Really like the color scheme. Really like the patterns and the use of stickers here. The front tire, I got a little bit of mixed feelings for the front tire here. It's a razor saw shield piece. Yes, okay, so it's red, has a sticker, it looks cool, it definitely looks menacing for a bike, but if you put this on carpet, this thing is bound to get caught, because there's no smooth surface like this back tire here, or this back wheel here, that will allow the bike to, go on any terrain. So this is very rough, and it will get caught in carpet or any soft floors. Because I have a table here, it's a hard surface, so obviously it rolls perfectly. But you can hear it's very bumpy. You can hear the bump within the front wheel, and yeah, like I like their concept. I like what they were thinking of when they designed the set, like when they designed this bike. But they really need to think about playability, because sure, looks cool, but this thing just doesn't work well with playability. However, back wheel though, obviously it's one of those big Technic wheels, and it makes up for the front wheel. So even if this does get caught in carpet, you have the back wheel to keep the vehicle moving. So really like what they did with the back wheel, with the exhaust thrusts, and as well as they did with the blades here, which I'm going to show you the play feature right now. Just like Mr. E's bike, actually, you can flip open these blades and move them forward. They don't really reach that far because it's such a large bike, but I guess this just provides extra coverage for Killow when he's riding, so he doesn't fall off easily. But or if another bike scrapes against the side, then this blade will surely cut a hole and make a hole, or definitely leave a scratch. But I think it looks better when you fold it back here. It gives the rear a little more coverage and a little more spectacle aspect into it. Now, here's the side, and you'll notice. Wait, what are these? Yep, these are skateboards. Mini figure size skateboards. What are these for? I'll show you in a second, because I want to cover one last thing of Killow's bike, and that's obviously the front engine. The front engine. Look at the use of stickers here. It looks cool. Look at this. This looks really, really cool. And that's not all. You can lift this open, and Killow can use it as his private storage area. It looks very barren and plain inside, but you can store the mask. The mask that comes in this set, one of the 3 masks to resurrect Garmadon. You can stuff that in. You can also put his club inside, but you're gonna have to make some room. It gets a little tight when you put the club in, so you're gonna have to like have a good spatial organization. But hey, I mean, usually motorcycles don't have trunks, so this is a inconvenient way to store your weapon and your mask that you're trying to steal, or at least trying to prevent the ninjas from stealing. So all in all, the bike is cool in terms of look. I just don't like the playability. Now, before we wrap this things up, let's take apart the 2 skateboards off the side. So if you got one on the side, and you get one on the other side. Once you take that off, they don't drop. You get these two little boys. And what do you do with these little boys, you may ask? Well, let's find out, shall we? Killow has big feet, and the skateboards go on those big feet, just like that. Okay, now Killow has his own rocket. I guess this is jetpack. Sure, we'll say this is jetpack. But you can see, when he's not on his bike, he can scoot around like a madman, swinging his club, or he's going on like a marathon. He can do this. Oh, but they do come off his feet really easily. That's one thing's for sure. And just in case you're wondering, I was about to clean up this set. I forgot to show you guys what Killow looks like on the bike. Here you go. Here's what he looks like. Not too much to see here. You can see. You can see just how big the bike had to be for a big figure. So, yeah. That's what he looks like. Pretty neat. Here's a better angle. You can see he's just rolling, and everybody is hating. So yeah, it's very flimsy, but it's just another cool little play feature. So now that we have Killow, let's just go straight and take a look at Killow. So Killow is a big fig. Obviously, you can see there's no customization to him. He's one exclusive print, and he's Hulk size, just like all Lego big figs. You can see his legs here. His knees here. You see he got the skulls, and he looks menacing. He looks buff. He looks thick. Well, okay, actually that's a bad word. He looks tough, and he looks mean, and he's ready to bash some skulls. Especially with this club we've got here. It's a very nicely brick-built club, and I really like it. I really do. I genuinely enjoyed putting this club together, and it's pretty cool. Oh, notice how on his left arm he had his whole tattoo print here of all 3 masks, but then you get his right arm, it's nothing. It's plain. That's fine. Not saying it's a problem, but just something to point out. There are 2 different types of moldings here. You can see this is his sweater, and yeah, he's a big boy. And obviously here's his mask. Oh, he's wearing the mask, but once you lift it up, here's his actual face. It's just it's a normal minifigure head, literally. Like the head to body ratio, holy jeez. Yeah, his head is just a plain old minifigure head, but it's so tiny for a body this big. And yeah, this is the mask of control, I think. This is what one of the masks to resurrect Garmina, and when he wears this in the show, he uses it to lift rocks. And then one more thing, he has his brick-built jetpack at the back with the Son of Garmadon banner attached to him. So he does this is what helps him with a skateboard thing, and then he has stud shooters on the shoulders here, which will help him, like, you know, shoot. This thing is detachable. If you don't want this entire section on him, you can just take it off, and you'll notice he's just left with Technic pinholes here. And here's what he'll look like without the jetpack. So it looks bare, so I would recommend, if you're keeping him for display, you leave the jetpack on. So yeah, so that's Killow, the exclusive big fig in this set. There are 2 more minifigures, and we're gonna first go over Samurai X. So Samurai X is piloting the thing that's that's the counter Killow's bike, and that is the mech. I'll go over the mech after I go over these figures, but she is a completely new design. Instead of the normal gunmetal gray red color scheme, we now have a gold, dark bluish, and white color scheme. Helmet is still the same. Here's what she looks like from the back, but once you take it off, whoa, that's a bare face. But if you have not seen the series yet, I'm about to spoil something, because Samurai X is not Nia. This Samurai X, oh no, it's not Nia at all. It's Pixel, Zane's long lost robotic girlfriend. Yeah, Pixel's back, guys, and now she's the new Samurai X. Pretty cool, and I think this is the only way you can also get this figure. So this set has 2 exclusive figures, Killow, Samurai X. One more figure included though is Jay, the blue lightning ninja. You can see he's holding as a golden chain. On the back here, he has 2 swords, and once you take that off, there's that second face. Not that special. It's just another J. It's just another J. And finally, the last thing included in this set is the Samurai X Mech. And this is, out of my very honest opinion, I hate it. It looks hideous. Don't take it for your words for yourself. You can totally disagree with me, but I don't like it. I really don't. Color scheme is okay. The color scheme is fine, but the look on the thing just looks, it's very weird. Like, these arms are very short. Why? They can at least include a weapon, not this weird. Is this even a shield or a razor saw blade? I don't even know. It's weird, and the articulation is very limited because they used the single ball socket piece from CCBS, and the shoulder arm here just even limits the posability even more. So not the best, really not the best. But the legs, though, I say is forgivable. The legs are posable, and you can move the feet, you can move the legs, but doesn't have any redeeming factors. Like, I don't know, this thing doesn't look the best. This arm here has 3 fingers, not even 5, 3. And this thing also has stud shooters. I'm not even bother shooting that. And from the back, doesn't look any better. And this thing falls off way too easily. It's attached a little too loose. It needs to be more secure. And yeah, a secondary thing that includes in the set, and I don't like it. I don't like this mech at all. Like, it's just not even a good thing. Well, what can I say? There's really nothing more I can say except that I really don't like the mech. Nah, just not my thing. Not at all. So I think, all in all, this is a relatively good set. I think it has a lot of good playability. I just don't really like the mech. It looks kind of odd, but Killow's bike looks pretty awesome. Like, it designs pretty cool, but playability, especially with the idea of the front tire or the front wheel being this razor saw blade, it looks cool, but it doesn't necessarily work well, especially when you're rolling this thing on the carpet. Then this thing would just get stuck, and I think, nah, you need to make something that is playable for children who are living in any environment. So design is cool, but definitely no to playability. So it has its ups and downs, so I give this a 7 out of 10. Mech is very disappointing, don't like it at all. Bike, good design, bad playability. And the good thing is, though, Killow does look awesome. The Killow Big Fig, he looks awesome, and I think well, this is the only way to get him, but it's worth it. This guy is pretty cool. But if you don't have a lot of money, no, say no to the set. Don't get the set. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Make sure to leave a like if you agree. If you disagree, you can always drop a dislike. And for now, that's it for this video. And we'll talk to you again in the next one. Peace.